Hello and welcome once again to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And in this video we are going to take a look at the Marvel Legends retro carded West Coast Avenges Scarlet Witch. And I have to say a huge thank you to Zavvi UK for sending this figure over to me to take a look at. Check out Zavvi UK for all your geeky goodness, your merchandise, your figures, etc. And use my discount code Jacob's Toys for 10% off of all merchandise and 20% off of all clothing. So without further ado, let's jump straight in and take a look at Marvel Legends Scarlet Witch. So here she is, and a quick look at the box. The box is really cool. It's one of these retro styled Marvel Legends box, so that you got the character bio on the back. I really like the fact that they've branded the Vision and the Scarlet Witch as West Coast Avenges. So that was a comic book that I definitely got into when I was younger. So out of the packaging, here she is. And what does she come with? She comes with a few effect pieces. Got these two that go around her arms, and you've got these two that clip onto her wrist. Now they match the pink in her costume quite nicely, and they're not new pieces. We've seen these effect pieces used many times before with various different characters. Now I really like the head sculpt on this particular version of Scarlet Witch. It's really detailed. I love the little bits of hair sticking out from her headdress there. The pinks and the reds look really reminiscent of how she looked in the comic books, and I think they've really kind of nailed the design here. However, this isn't the first time that we've seen this particular mould. I really like the fact that the cape helps stand her up as well, so you haven't got to worry about getting the feet exactly right, because the cape just touches the ground so that it helps stand her up, which is great for displaying in cabinets. But as I said, it's not the first time we've seen this mould. This is the Scarlet Witch that we got as part of the 3-pack Family Matters box set that came with Quicksilver and Magneto. And at the time I really liked this one. Now she's got like a metallic pink on her legs and arms, and a darker red on her cape, her outfit and her headdress. Her hair is also a darker colour as well. When you look at them a little bit closer, you can see the one from the Family Matters box set has definitely got a darker hue to her hair colour there. But essentially they are exactly the same, just with a different paint job. Let me just put the heads up so that you can see them side by side. There we go. Now the guys at Hasbro always said they wouldn't do a direct repaint, that there would always be something a little bit different, but I'm stumped to see what the difference is between these two figures apart from the paint job. Now don't get me wrong, I much prefer this new retro carded one. I think the colours work very well. So we now have 3 Scarlet Witch figures from Hasbro. Now this is a much earlier release that came out in, I think, 2013, but don't quote me on that. You can see the design of her costume is a little bit more revealing, and also she comes with high heels. Now the high-heeled female figures are an absolute pain to stand. However, I do like her cape, the way it like kind of droops really far down, and you can see her open shoulders. There's the heels there. There's obviously a lot more flesh on show on this older version, and the head is a little bit more cartoony. But there is something about this figure that I've not been able to part with. There's something quite special about her, and I want to keep her in my collection. So if you just mix the heads around a little bit, you can see that they do kind of work if you mix them around. So you can take this older version and pop the head there on the newer body, and you can take the new head and put it on this older body, and that actually creates a pretty decent Scarlet Witch. She looks a little bit like somebody cosplaying the Scarlet Witch, but I do like that combination of the old body and the new head. Maybe if I swap the feet out so she's got flat feet, like flat boots, that might be my preferred Scarlet Witch, with the brand new head, the old body, and then some flat shoes. I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent here. But you've had 3 versions of Scarlet Witch released. This single card one that came out much earlier, the Family Matters 3-pack, and then this more recent retro carded West Coast Avenges version. Now if I'm being totally honest, if you have the Family Matters pack, then you don't need to pick up this retro card version, because they are essentially exactly the same figure, just with a different paint job. Once again, I've got to say a massive thank you to the guys over at Zavvi UK for sending her over, because I don't think she's one that I would have picked up, because I do have the Family Matters one and I do have this older version, which I've now put the Family Matters head on, which actually looks quite good as well. But anyway, so you don't need to pick her up if you've already got the Family Matters one, but there is something about this colour palette, the light pink kind of thighs and arms, and the more red, lighter red kind of costume and cape. She looks a lot more like Scarlet Witch did in the comic books. So I think this is definitely the more definitive version of Scarlet Witch. Let me just fast forward a little bit here and just show you how the effect pieces look on her. Now if you're going to put all of them on, you've got to put these kind of wraparound ones a little bit higher up on her arms, and then on these ones that go around her wrist, they've got like a little clip on them that just go around the wrist, and they hold in place. Let me just get them in place so that you can see, just like that. And I actually think for the actual character and the effect pieces, these are one of the best kind of pairings, because I do think it works for Scarlet Witch. I think that in figure photography and displays, these particular effect pieces do look quite good. And I'm not a huge fan of displaying figures with the effect pieces, because I think they can look a little bit bulky, but I think this one in particular does look really good paired with this particular Scarlet Witch figure. She's a really good figure, and definitely recommend picking her up if you haven't got a Scarlet Witch in your collection already. So that's it, that's all I've got time for. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things, and I'll catch you next time.